Hello everybody. Today I have another TKG4 Donkey Kong board set. I just pulled it out of a pile of non-working ones and we'll see what's going on. Let's power it up and see what's on the screen. Well, that's interesting. It's like all of those, all the sprites. Well, half the sprites are smeared and half are just not there. I don't see any characters. Let's see if I can coin it up. Oh, that's interesting. So, no text. We can see the block characters spelling out Donkey Kong. The bottom should say copyright 1981 Nintendo. I don't see that. Let's see if we can coin it up and if anything happens. So that's interesting. It seems to be playing. Let's see. Huh. Wow, I hit the second letter. All right, well. Okay. Well, let's take a look at the schematics. All right, here's where the sprite data all goes back to the CPU board. And it's playing because we can play the game, so everything seems to be okay. It doesn't seem like a RAM problem. It seems like a display problem. We saw a 4-board set with a very similar problem to this. So I'm going to take a look at these guys first. There's 157s here. And remember, we had this O2. Those bad ones. We'll see if we're getting an enable signal on any of these. Let's take a look here. Let's see, 3L. This is 3L. Pin 1, right? What is that? And then 3M. That seems like garbage to me. Okay, so that signal on the schematic pin 1 comes through the LSO2 on 2J, this guy right here. So the inputs are pin 9, 8, 9, 8. I got a nice strong pulse. 9, I got a strong pulse. And 10 is that output. We're getting garbage there. Very weird. Wow, what are the odds? So, let's see if it's an... Oops. Let's come back here. So let's see if it is that O2. I guess it's possible. It's kind of floating the output. It's like the inputs are working, but the outputs are just kind of half there. So let me see, do I have an O2 here on the bench? Yep, here we go. And let's just jumper it and see if we get any difference. Eight. 9. Oh, that's a good pulse there. Let's check it out. Wow. All right, so once again, this O2, the signal enables the three 157s that have the VID1, VID2 signal, excuse me, 0 and 1 video, which I think is the foreground and the background. And then there's calls 0, 1, 2, and 3. And since this thing was just chirping along, it was only drawing, you know, part time. Let's see, I'll pull this chip back off. Yeah, it goes right back to it. Well, so I'll replace that chip. We'll make sure that that's it, because sometimes you can jumper a chip. If it's a bad output and it's not shorted to ground, you can jumper a chip at times and it'll look good. But it might be well, gosh, I don't see anything else it can be. So I'm gonna replace that chip and we'll be right back. All right. Okay, let me my desoldering station and my soldering station working. And let's shut this down. Oops. That's crazy. It's the exact same repair we had on a 4-board set just last week. Wait for this to heat up a bit. I had a box of boards and this was one of them. I just grabbed it and, well, you see what's going on with it. Let's see. Is this O2 here? I'm waiting for the soldering iron to heat, or desoldering iron to heat up. There we go. The vacuum won't work until it's within 50 degrees of the temperature you have it set to. I set mine to 750 Fahrenheit, but I think 750 works good. Some people go, you know, 700, 650. I keep my soldering iron at 650. The desoldering iron, I give it a little bit more. Hope you guys can see this. Yeah, you can. Nice. All right, so we did a good job desoldering. Let's check the chip tester and see what it says. There we go. Not found. So it doesn't think it's an O2. That goes right up in the camel bin. There's that. That's interesting. I just heard the camera mount pop. I don't know what that was about. I love it if it's a single fault. Let's see. First we'll check our signal. Alright. Okay. Where are we going? 8, 9, 10. Looking good. Let's jump up to the monitor and see what we got. There we have it. One little gate again. I see something interesting. You probably can't see it, but right here, let's see. Come on, back up. Look like one stray pixel. And that could be quite difficult to find if there's an error like that. Yeah, I see it. Okay, it's right here. A line of pixels pops up. So let's see where that is. That's got to be an EEPROM. Let's see. Still flashing. So that was 7C that I pulled. And 7E and 7C are a pair. And so I'm going to reseat the other one, 7E, and see if that dot goes away. So the pair is half of all the sprites. 7C and 7E are a pair, you know, two different colors. Wow, it's still there. All right, let me try a different EEPROM. Another board sitting here. I still see that. Just one dot. See it kind of there still. Alright. Swap the other one too. Oh, that's the only fault in the whole thing. Every once in a while I see something happen here too. That's probably just power. Let's see. Put the original ones back in. Usually that's, excuse me, usually that's a bad rainbow cable connector. Or not the connector, but the pins. You know, the pins are dirty. And we don't get good good power on there. Yeah. Counter maybe. Well, I'm going to try to adjust the power and see if that makes a difference. Let's see. Let me see where we are on the power. Now we could be shooting this one for a while. Let's see. We're running right at 5. .6, 4.9, negative 4.92. Let's reseat this power ribbon cable. Or not the ribbon cable, the rainbow cable. Well, we've got just one pixel. One stray pixel. Could be what, 299 here. Well, I'm not sure. I'm going to let it run for a few hours and see if it gets worse or improves, or I'll adjust the voltage too, just to see what's going on. And okay, I'm back on this the same DK video board, and you can see there's still garbage comes up here. Every once in a while at the top of a barrel you'll see sparklies. So I've checked the 299 serializers that read the EPROMs, thinking, well, maybe they're just on error every once in a while. Maybe the 157 is bad over there. They're fine. I changed the 157. So then I looked at the counters, because there's two counters that affect where the sprites are this way. And they are, let's see, trying to find them on the schematic. They are at 3E and 4E. So I was probing 3E and 4E, looking at the outputs. So when I got to 4E, I'm looking at pins, let's see, 11, 12, 13, and 14. You see how 14 starts, all I'm doing is touching 14. You see Donkey Kong's teeth and the top of his shoulder? Yeah, let me see if I can zoom in on that a little better. Okay, so on pin 14, I see this. The barrels, all this extra garbage around his eyes, Donkey Kong's eyes. Here, his teeth become bars, you know, horizontal bars. And all I'm doing is touching it. So I started looking at that signal. That is pin 14 on 5L. And that's the HP horizontal position number 4. There's 8 of them through those two counters, 0 through 8. And if the one of the counters goes bad, I'll show you what happens. I'll just remove the counter. And there, you got no sprites. I took the counter out of 4E. Now they're all stuck in a one line right here. So that's crazy, just touching that pin would do that. So I put it in a socket, and this is a new 163. And if I touch pin 14 again, it's all solid. So this is a weak counter. It's an old LS74 from 1981. So, and that seems to clean up my sparklies. I don't see any sparklies at the top of the barrels, or, you know, coming off Donkey Kong's shoulder. There, his teeth look great. He's grinning, happy, happy Donkey Kong. Anyway, so I'll show you where that is in the schematics. Let's see. And on the board. Okay, on the board, let's see. Okay, on the board, we're looking at, whoops, right over here. And pin 14 is right here. Every time I touch that leg, it would just kind of screw up the screen. So that was weird. So this counter right here at 4E, this is the signal. HP0, or excuse me, yeah, it came out pin 14. So it was, oh, it's H position 0 on pin 4. It comes out 14, and that feeds into the ECL RAMs. First it goes through an LS86 through these ECL translators right into the 2 RAMs. And so there was just a sparkly there. So it looks like that was the only problem, well, the remaining problem on this board. We had the LSO2 that was keeping the background and the foreground from being displayed properly. It was just kind of giving us a little flurry of activity every second or so, which isn't right. It's supposed to be a constant, you know, front screen, back screen, front screen, back screen. So it's supposed to constantly refresh both of those signals. And then this 163 was the sparklies around Donkey Kong's mouth and his shoulder, and the sparklies on top of the barrels. So another one in the books. Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye now.